All right, I'm going to take you guys through a universal catalytic converter install on this car. You can tell Ant what's going on. That green cage is aluminum.
Oh,
The green thing that I wasted my money on, yeah, it's aluminum.
That's aluminum too.
Let me set you guys up for the show. Welcome to the machine. Alright, so since typically I don't get the story most of the times for catalytic converter failure. It's funny, most of my regular customers don't have catalytic converter failure. It's typically the referrals or a first-time customer because they're not getting the proper maintenance advice. That just resonated with me. Majority of my regular customers who use me for a service provider typically don't have cat efficiency codes. Why is that? I recommend the 3,000 mile oil change no longer than 5. I recommend the filters and the fuel injection and the maintenance and the fluids and all that stuff. It's typically cars like this above me who are getting bad maintenance advice or ignoring maintenance advice. I really don't know what the chemistry is there. Somebody's to blame for your car burning oil, and it isn't me. So this converter is clogged. Let me show you. Still very warm. All right, so that's clogged solid. You can't even see through it. By me replacing the catalytic converter isn't fixing the engine or the engine problems. There is no engine light on. There's typically not an engine light on for your engine's burning oil. It's typically an engine light on for an oxygen sensor, map sensor, fuel system problems, misfires, things like that. So if they were driving around on a catalytic converter, chances are the spark plugs are fouled out also a little bit, but not enough to cause an over enrichment or a misfire right now. When I put the catalytic converter on, all that raw fuel and carbon and stuff that was backed up inside the cylinder heads is going to go into my catalytic converter and prematurely damage the catalytic converter. This job was sent to me from another shop, so all I can tell them is, hey, you have some issues, you need to figure it out and fix it. I always tell them, do a tune-up and verify oil consumption in 3,000 miles. The car has oil consumption, void the warranty, the car needs an engine. If they decline the tune-up, void the warranty. So right now, any catalytic converter that comes in here is clogged. You already have a pre-existing condition way above the catalytic converter. It's not the catalytic converter's fault that it failed. It won't be the fault of my catalytic converter failing. It's going to be the engine and the neglect that's going to go on once it leaves here. But typically, when I meet a customer for a catalytic converter, it's because you're not being advised for the proper repairs and maintenance. You may even be using the wrong gasoline in your car. I advise you to check that out as well. Maintenance, maintenance, maintenance. Sooner oil changes. All this equals not having to pay for a catalytic converter. So we're going to use a MagnaFlow Universal on here. I cut the old one out. They supplied an oxygen sensor that doesn't fit the body grommet very well. Let me show you. This way, if I have a complaint in the future, I could just say, it's not my fault. This does not fit right. So I'm going to put some RTV on there just because I want to do a quality job. The best quality job that I can with the cards that I'm dealt. So we're going to weld this in. And these converters are very good. They're high quality and they have a good load capacity. Problem is if the engine is just running just a wee bit too bad and burning too much oil, there's no catalytic converter that's going to survive. And that goes for any car that's burning oil. If you got an engine under warranty and they don't replace the catalytic converter, you may be already in this realm of catalytic converters failing. So let's get started. Now, if they were at the dealership getting this work done, this catalytic converter job alone, for this rear catalytic converter, for a direct fit piece, which is the entire exhaust system, has to be every bit of $2,000. And Aftermarket makes it in many different flavors, doesn't mean that it's going to work. Hence, I had a phone call from one of my Philly shops saying they put an Amazon or a Temu or some shit converter assembly on a Toyota direct fit and they have bad efficiency tools. I'm like, yeah, I could have told you that. I could have told you that was going to happen. Alright, so let's just give her a little tap-a-roo. So that would be a job for another day, and I'll document that for you guys also. And I'm going to make sure my O2 sensor is in a good location. It is. I don't usually like aftermarket O2 sensors. I usually prefer OEM, but this is what they brought. And I'm going to show you the difference. There was already a difference in the body, and there was also another tab inside the car that didn't have a clip, and then there's no clip for this one. This is what you wrote me, this is what you're getting. Let's blaze this in, and then I'll show you what's up. Lower this down a little bit. So this here is a Band-Aid. So hopefully the other shop advises the customer properly. I doubt that they will. We give it to you real every time you come here. Cats don't fail by themselves. It's cause and effect. Cause and effect, something before the cat caused the problem, the effect is the catalytic converter. Unless you're buying eBay, Amazon, or Temu catalytic converters. And some direct fit manufacturer aftermarket cats suck also. It means that they don't work. I have really good success with a MagnaFlow catalytic converter on. There are some other catalytic converters that I used to like their products, but I won't no longer use them because they cut corners. I call it profits over quality in the auto parts business and auto manufacturing anymore. Profits over quality. And that's why we have so many failures in everything today. It's disgusting. I was actually told today by one of our salesmen for one of their product lines that every one of them that I use I have a problem with. And he messages us back and goes, "You must be doing something wrong." I'm like, 3 decades of doing custom exhaust catalytic converters and master tech with an L1? I don't think so, dude. I said, "It's your products. How can every car that I get this product on have an issue?" He's like, "You're doing something wrong." I'm like, let's see, every one of the cars that we do, we catch the customer up on the maintenance. And I wouldn't even bother them. If the customer doesn't do the maintenance and the tune-ups and we already know that there's an oil consumption problem or something like that, it's a no-brainer that I don't have to call my rep and say there's a problem. These cars don't have oil consumption. They've done the tune-ups, the maintenance, the throttle body, the fuel injection services. I'm not necessarily coming for the oil changes, which catches me a little in, I don't know if it's burning oil or not situation, but every time they show up, the engine's full of oil, but they use somebody else. Could be strategic timing. You know, a lot of people play games. I said, we're doing something wrong. No, the product sucks. That's that, for all the money that I'm spending. And I said, and my reply is, once I already acknowledge this product's a problem, I will no longer buy it. I will buy OEM like I have done with your other product lines, and those cars don't come back. We do nothing different. We take that product off, we put the OEM back one on there, and we don't see the customer ever again for a problem. Never. That's the cars that we do the maintenance, we catch them up and everything is good, and we identify that they don't have oil consumption. This car, I'm going to tell you, has oil consumption. There's many other issues. There's no reason why the converter should be clogged unless it's dripping tons of oil into the catalytic converter, and that's what's wrong. So MagnaFlow is a great product. There was another product when they were stealing cats for these big commercial fleet vehicles they were doing, like, oh, this is the super cat, it works. And I'm like, I'm having issues with it, Just a few weeks ago, they're like, oh, yeah, there's a new number for that. No kidding. The product just wasn't good enough for those abused commercial fleet vehicles that are going beat in the snot under heavy load. So the manufacturer built a whole different design. They're larger and a heavy load, go figure. When I was already telling them that, they sucked. And the first generation sucked. Second generation was actually okay. Wasn't great, but I haven't used the third generation because I went back to OEM. Customer pays a lot more, I don't have a problem. And then these are cars with 10 miles, 30 miles, 100 miles, 300 miles, a few thousand miles, not hundreds of thousands of miles. So it's not oil and tune-up, it's product. So let's finish welding this in. Now what happens with a car that's burning oil, droplets of oil are making it through the exhaust, and you necessarily don't see it now because it's full synthetic. The converter does such a good job of catching, I call it the catcher's mitt back here, that it covers the catalyst materials that are supposed to react with air, fuel, oxygen, heat, moisture, and water. And it covers the cat. And then that starts to melt and become like really sticky and gooey. And then it clogs one plug, and then another plug, and then another plug, and another plug, and another plug, and another plug. And eventually the converter becomes completely plugged to where you can't drive it like this car. Now you can drive a vehicle with a partially plugged cat, and if you're in your vehicle, you can feel that it's down on power and through the air filter. Most people don't pay attention to that. But the fuel, if it's a misfire in fuel, the unburnt fuel and fuel vapor is leaving a trail in the exhaust system, so when it fires, misfires, it fires that fuel like a fuse down into the cat and starts heat, flames, heat, flames, heat, flames, heat, flames, and then destroys the catalytic converter. To give you a little why that's all happening. But the oil is the worst because it prematurely coats the catalyst. The catalyst can't do its job, triggers a false efficiency code, even on a new cat, over a short period of time. Where a misfire will just start melting it and grenading it and turning it different colors. All of which is not the catalytic converter's fault. Catalytic converter is not supposed to have oil, raw fuel, spark, antifreeze, nothing in it. It's supposed to have an air-fuel ratio within the specified range, 14:7:1, and within a certain parameter, nothing too lean, nothing too rich, before the catalytic converter starts saying, hey, I'm having problems. Fix me. Most people ignore the cold start, rough idle, the misfire, the intermittent engine line, and then when the catalytic converter efficiency code comes on, there's super mechanics who know nothing, so you just need a catalytic converter, and that's not the case. Catalytic converter is not the only thing wrong with your car if you need a catalytic converter in most cases. Even dealership techs see the same shit. They know that the quality of a dealer cat will help mask burning oil, high fuel dilution, neglected maintenance, where an aftermarket really doesn't have that durability, where an OEM one will take a little bit more of abuse than any aftermarket cat. So now let's get this in. I don't have to bore you too much with why. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've argued with people that catalytic converter is not your only problem, but my mechanic said, but the dealer said, but. And then I tell them, yeah, your valves are full of carbon, your air filter hasn't been done, PCV valve's not done. When's the last time you had a fuel injection service? And they're like, never. I'm like, huh? Just at this point, you're talking to a brick wall. All right, guys, thanks for watching.